Kamen Rider V3 is the first additional main entry in the franchise, being a direct sequel to the original series. As well, it follows a new protagonist and anime organization. The origins of these two elements involve Hongo and Hayato as key players. The series follows Shiro Kazami, a once optimistic person turned sad man, as his entire family was killed by the villains of the show, and then proceeds to beg the Kamen Riders to become a rider in order to avenge his family. The two original riders reluctantly make Shiro V3, knowing that the revenge Shiro is on could lead to bad things for him if not controlled properly. Unfortunately, Riders 1 and 2 sacrifice themselves in a battle by the second episode before they can teach Shiro the full extent of his abilities, which leads to Shiro being kind of inexperienced early on before getting the hang of the whole Rider thing. As for Shiro's characterization, while he does have the same righteous spirit as Hongo and Hayato, he doesn't want to get close to others after what happened to his family. So he's initially mostly standoffish and lonery, but he warms up to others thanks to his supporting cast over time. Speaking of the supporting cast, while I don't have much to say on them as individuals, I do appreciate the greater focus on humanity during the episodic plots in V3. The original show still had this early on, but most of its episodes focused on a cool monster gimmick above all else. However, in this show, there's more of a consistent attempt to give empathy to the citizens in danger from the menaces of Destron. As for Destron, they're the surviving members of Gel Shocker from the last few episodes of 1971, and are basically Shocker 2, with some fun generals like the commanding Dr. G or the petty General Yori, but they're honestly more of the same from last time, which describes most of V3. It's more of what 1971 was doing, but a bit more refined in storytelling and production values for the time. However, V3's final arc, lasting from episodes 40 to 52, does enough new yet cool stuff to make the show more than a glorified season 2 of 1971, and it's where its most iconic elements come from. The main attraction of this final arc is the introduction of Rider Man, or Joji Yuki. Joji Yuki was a Destron scientist who was betrayed by Destron's own General Yori, since Joji was climbing the ranks of the organization at an alarming rate to Yori. So Joji becomes what's essentially a bootleg Kamen Rider and Rider Man to fight Yori and reclaim his standing in Destron, conflicting with V3 along the way. However, the new status quo gives Joji a step back to realize how truly heinous Destron's actions are. Rider Man's character arc is basically, what if that bigoted bully you knew actually changed, which is a great message to impart for all audiences, as while not all people can change, there are those out there who can stand up to their past mistakes and become a better person, and I think that's beautiful, especially when at the end of the series, V3 officially calls Rider Man Kamen Rider number 4, completing Joji's journey into heroism. Overall, while not my favorite Kamen Rider series, since I feel like it doesn't differentiate itself from the original series for my personal taste, Kamen Rider V3 is still a very good time that I would recommend, especially for the final 10 or so episodes of Rider Man. Hell, maybe you'll like it more than 1971 with how polished the core episodes are, along with the shorter episode count. Who knows, but what I do know is that V3 is a good time.